Hello and welcome to the Taiwan Tech Dispatch, where we explore the most fascinating developments shaping the technology industry in Taiwan and around the world. I'm your host, White Shoe. In episode 3, we talked about Foxconn's first major breakthrough into the Japanese automotive world through its partnership with Mitsubishi. 6 months later, the story took an unexpected turn. A highly anticipated deal between Foxconn and Nissan, a deal that could have reshaped Foxconn's EV footprint in Japan, ultimately fell apart. Nissan said no, but in Japan, a no is not always the end of the story. Sometimes it is only the beginning, as we saw years ago with Sharp. Today, we'll explore why this isn't a story of failure, but one of strategic patience. This is the story of Foxconn playing the long game. Chapter 1: What really happened with Nissan. Let's begin with the facts. Foxconn entered discussions to acquire Nissan's Oppama factory, a massive 540,000 square meter facility in Kanagawa Prefecture. For Foxconn, the site represented a rare opportunity to establish a meaningful EV manufacturing footprint in Japan. The negotiation timeline unfolded like this. May, discussions begin. July, Nissan announces it will end production at Oppama by 2027, but gives no clarity on Foxconn's proposal. September, after months of slow movement, Foxconn withdraws from the talks. So, what went wrong? Reports suggest Nissan's asking price exceeded 100 billion yen, which is more than twice the land's market value. But the real obstacle wasn't the price. It was internal resistance. Nissan executives feared that selling Oppama to Foxconn would make the company appear as though it was being rescued by a foreign player. And so this round ended with Nissan saying no, and Foxconn choosing not to push further. Chapter 2: Why Japan needs partners, yet hesitates to accept them. On paper, a Foxconn-Nissan partnership makes perfect sense. Japan's auto industry is under enormous pressure in the global EV transition. While Japan debated, Chinese EV makers BYD, GEEELY, GAC accelerated with breathtaking speed. Nissan, in particular, has been losing ground in China, watching its market share steadily decline. A partner like Foxconn, a global master of manufacturing efficiency, could dramatically accelerate Nissan's EV strategy. But logic isn't the only factor. Culturally, it is extremely difficult for Japan's iconic automakers to accept outside help, especially from a foreign company. Logic says yes. National pride often says no. Chapter 3. The Sharp Precedent: Rejection Before Cooperation. For anyone familiar with Taiwan-Japan business history, this moment feels like déjà vu. It mirrors the Sharp saga from 2012 to 2016. Back then, Sharp was in deep financial trouble. Foxconn offered a major investment, but Sharp's leadership rejected the proposal, fearing that such a deal would damage the company's national prestige. They turned instead to domestic banks. But the market realities were unforgiving. Losses mounted. No Japanese buyer stepped forward. By 2016, Sharp had no choice but to return to Foxconn. And Foxconn ultimately acquired the company on much better terms. The parallels with Nissan today are striking. Concern over national image, fear of appearing dependent on Foxconn, and internal resistance despite genuine financial pressure. And the lesson is clear. In Japan, the first no rarely closes the door forever. Chapter 4. Dignity Negotiations. How Foxconn plays the long game. The Sharp experience taught Foxconn a powerful lesson about cross-cultural negotiation. In Japan, you don't win by being aggressive. You win by showing respect, demonstrating patience, and allowing your counterparts to maintain dignity. To save face, Foxconn's decision to withdraw from the Nissan talks wasn't defeat. It was strategy. By stepping back, Foxconn allowed Nissan to preserve its pride. The gesture kept the relationship intact, leaving the door open for future conversations. Foxconn isn't trying to win the first round. It's trying to win the final round. A strategy refined and proven during the Sharp acquisition. Chapter 5. Why this case is still ongoing. So why do I say this negotiation is unfinished? Because the Oppama factory still exists, and it remains a challenge for Nissan. A large idle asset, local jobs at risk, political pressure mounting, and no easy buyers in sight. Realistically, there are only a few outcomes. 1. Nissan finds another buyer, unlikely given the scale and the price. 2. Nissan keeps the factory, costly and unsustainable long-term. 3. Nissan quietly revisits Foxconn when financial reality becomes unavoidable. This isn't failure. It's a negotiation paused at a critical moment. Chapter 6. Lessons for Taiwan. Patience, culture, and strategy. This case offers important lessons for any company, especially Taiwanese firms seeking to succeed in Japan. First, Respect matters more than speed. Second, giving face is a strategic advantage. Third, Japan responds to long-term commitment, not short-term wins. Foxconn's approach in Japan is a masterclass in cross-cultural navigation. It shows that success there isn't just about money or technology. It's about dignity, timing, and patience. Closing. To recap, Nissan said no. Foxconn stepped back intentionally. But history, especially the sharp precedent, suggests that this story is far from finished. As pressure builds on Nissan, the logic of partnering with Foxconn will only become stronger. This isn't a story about a missed opportunity. It's a story about playing the long game, and the next chapter has yet to be written. Thank you for listening to the Taiwan Tech Dispatch. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, and LinkedIn for more insights. I'm your host, White Shu. See you next time.